Hi, it's Nell with Joyous Garden, and today we're continuing on with the indoor cactus series. This is all about planting an indoor cactus garden in a shallower type of pot, a dish garden, if you will. So we do videos and blog posts all about gardening, both indoors and outdoors. If you're new, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. Glad to see you. Again, we have a lot of videos and blog posts for you to peruse on our website, joyousgarden.com. And speaking of blog posts, there is a blog post to go along with this video that'll have the links in it. It'll have pictures, a lot more information. The link will be at the top of the description box and also at joyousgarden.com. So as you can see, I've been on a cactus planting spree, and this is what I consider to be a cactus garden here. It's cute as can be, and you can plant them a little bit closer because they don't grow that fast. I have a cactus garden inside that's basically the same size. I've had it for 4 years. There's been a little bit of growth, but not that much. So unlike some other plants that will crowd each other out, these you can plant pretty close and it'll be just fine because they grow so slow. I'm just going to go over briefly what you'll need. You will need, of course, some type of a container. This is a Carter Hilton pot from Target. I don't know if they're still available. It had this covering the drain hole. If you're new, you want to take this out because you want the soil to and the water to freely drain out of the soil. You will need cacti, of course. How many is up to you and what type. You will need a cactus potting mix. They take a special kind of a soil, which I have done a whole post on that. Gloves, if you have them, or if you feel daring, you can just go ahead and do that. I use pasta tongs. That works for me. You can also use bubble wrap to hang on to the plant to protect your paws. I love a small trowel for planting. I've had this for years. And then this chopstick kind of thing, you can just kind of move the soil around in between the cacti, and you don't have to get spines in your fingers because they aren't the most user friendly, but they sure are cool. All right, so if you want to put a little more rock, or if you want to put some rock in the bottom to add into the drainage, if you feel your pot is a little deeper and you need to do that, go right ahead. I am not going to because this is such a shallow pot. I also live in a very dry climate. I'm in Tucson, Arizona, so these cacti will love it here, or they do love it here. They feel like they're right at home. So that's not an issue for me, but if you live in a humid climate, you're gonna want to make sure the soil stays as dry as can be. So I'm gonna get a little bit in the bottom, and then I'm gonna get some of these cacti out of the pots. I'm not quite sure if all are gonna fit in. I won't know until I get them out of the pots. Spring, summer, and fall are the best times to do this. Into very early fall, if you're in a colder climate, a colder, darker climate. I repot up through the end of October, November here, and it is just fine. So those are the best times. And I'm working fast here because we are going to be in the sun in about 10 to 15 minutes here. There's not a lot of shade on my property, so that's why I'm trying to get this done. So that is what I'm doing. I'm just taking off that and seeing how it is. So I'm kind of going around with a white theme. Actually, I think I'm going to be able to get all these in here. So I'm just taking this, and I'm not going to get rid of this soil at all. I'm going to mix it up. I'll mix, some of it into here. Actually, this mix is very close to the one I have here, which is a special mix. I've done a whole DIY on that, as I said. So just going to go ahead and mix that up. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the rest of these out of the pots. This one I'll probably use a pasta tongs, but these, they aren't too bad. So I've got pretty thick gloves here. And when I say you don't really know until you get it out of the pot, here's root balls, you know, side by side. So that's what's that saying? You never know until you try. This one obviously has a, okay, here we go. Oops. Oops, it landed on its noggin. Okay, so all these other ones have smaller root balls, so I'm going to get Big Daddy in the middle here. And hopefully it will stay up. Oh, I know how it will stay up. Well, I need 2 more hands here. I'm going to prop it up with a few of them, and then I'll go in and I'll adjust them. Oh yeah, there's actually plenty of room in here. I love this one. It kind of reminds me of E.T. And I'm just going through and adjusting if I need to put a little bit more soil in. It's just doing a dish garden is just a matter of, you know, playing around with it and see how you like the arrangement. I happen to like the 3, you know, white ones in a row in the front. That appeals to me. However you do it is up to you. I'm going to put ET over here. And then I'm just going to go in and fill in with some soil. I don't want to get any more cacti in here because I think I'm going to top it with a little bit of black lava rock and some rock. So I want a little bit of space in it. I don't want it totally packed in. And now this is a little bit of the picky part here. You just have to go back in and fill in and adjust it a little, you know, a little bit. I'm not using the tongs because these spines aren't, that one the spines are much more vicious, but these other ones are actually fairly soft. So just gonna use my handy dandy little trowel to go in and fill in. I do a lot of repotting, a lot of planting. It is my business. It's also a passion for me. But so I have different kinds of tools. If you don't, you can just use a spoon. A spoon works fine for doing this. And then this, as I said, I just kind of like to go in and pack it down in a bit in between. And this is basically a chopstick. It's you can use a chopstick anyway. This came from Bonsai Jack, who's a soil company. So I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm going to embellish both these gardens a bit for you. So I'm all done with this one. I moved these 2 in the back over a little bit because these are going on the open shelves in my kitchen, so they are going to have a back to them. And I like this arrangement. Now, they're the quail. It's the morning and the birds are all having a good time out here. Early morning. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how you can embellish a little bit. I have a couple of rocks in here, gems or whatever, and now I'm going to add a little bit of glass chip onto here. There's all sorts of things you can use. You can use decorative rock, you can use lava rock. I'm going to use this glass chip on this one here. They come in all different colors. I have a whole bunch of them. I have a whole box of them, and I sort of interchange them and use them for different things. I especially think they look good with dish gardens, succulent gardens, and cacti gardens. And here are a few other choices. There's this beautiful light green or whitish rock. If you want to go with a little turquoisey blue, we'll leave some options in the post for you. And then this is a black, lava rock, which is very nice. Not too showy if you just want something on the more subtle side, or you can just leave the dirt exposed too. I do that a lot. I'm not fond of moss on cacti. I just don't think it's a good look. I used it in the terrarium and for other dish gardens, but I like to stick with this sort of thing. Okay, so on this one, this is going to be the front of this one. This one, it's just holding up the little baby there. That's the way to easily propagate cactus. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this in here and there. I'm not going to cover the whole thing. I just want a little bit of it as a little accent. And it's not too showy, which is what I like about it. And then I'm going to do a little bit on each end. You can cover yours if you want. That's fine. What look you use is up to you. And just a little bit more. And I think I'll do a little bit more. Just carry it through in the back over here. I wanted to make it look a little bit natural, quote, quote, quote. And just a little bit in the front here, just carrying through. And that is all that I'm going to do on this one. So on this, I'm going to do a little bit of the black, lava rock here and there to carry on through with the black pot theme here. Mr. Carter Hilton's pot. I don't know if this is still available on Target or not. I got it last fall, so I'll check and see, because he has his collection there. For all you Carter Hilton fans. And again, I'm not going to completely cover it. I just kind of want to do a thin layer of it, because I'm going to put a little bit of chunks of rock here. I think that's all I'm going to do until I come around to the front and see it. And in Tucson, there is the Gem and Mineral show every year, and I go just to get these groovy pieces of rock I can use here and there. And I'm just gonna put these in here to kind of add into it. I think I'll move this one forward here, and then that one there, and that is it. But you can dress yours up any way you want, or you can keep it plain as can be. And then after I get done with it, there's always some smuts in the cactus, so I close my eyes and I do a gentle blow. And anything you can't get out will come out with like an old toothbrush to get, because everything sticks into them. Hello, baby. There you go. All cleaned up. So that is how you make a cactus dish garden. It really isn't that hard. It's just a little fussy, and it can be a little prickly too, so be sure and protect your hands. And as I said, there is a blog post to go along with this, with links and more information and pictures in there. I hope you have found this to be helpful. This is the end of the videos on the Growing Cactus Indoors series. There will be a couple more posts, or I think there's only going to be one more post coming up. It's going to be on cactus bowls, different cactus bowls that you can buy. So be sure and look out for that, and I will put the link to that in this post also. So as usual, I thank you for all your likes and your subscribes. I really appreciate them. We do videos about gardening both indoors and outdoors, so be sure and come back for more. There are plenty in the archives for you to peruse, and be sure to check out all our blog posts at joyousgarden.com. Now let's get into our indoor gardens, our indoor cactus gardens, and make our worlds a more beautiful place. As always, I thank you, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!